Hello everyone, it's Cornelius here again, and I'm here in beautiful Algonquin Park. It's about 2 months since I've been here last time, and I'm here to do another winter camping trip. This time it'll be here with my brother Henry. He's over here all bundled up and ready to go. Just getting everything together, and we're headed off to hike the Highland Backpacking Trail. And Highland Backpacking Trail, it's about 36 kilometers, and yeah, it should be a pretty epic trip. We've never actually hiked in the snow for a long period of time. I mean, 36 kilometers isn't very long, but it is, yeah, 5-6 feet of snow in some spots, and holy crap. Yeah, so we have lots and lots and lots of snow. So, all right, well, stick around for another adventure. All right, well, we're all packed up and ready to go. Got my sled fully loaded, got a backpack on. Henry's got his backpack on. Now this will be Henry's first time winter camping ever. We're going out for 5 nights and 6 days, so that's definitely a first, pretty sweet first trip. And we are off. Oh, and it's also Henry's first time on snowshoes too. Well, we're probably about half a kilometer in, and it's a winter wonderland out here. This is beautiful. Thank goodness this trail's already worn down a bit. Well, we actually parked at the Mew Lake campground. We were over at the Highland Backpacking Trail parking lot, and it hadn't even been plowed yet. So we really didn't want to risk having our car getting stuck there or anything like that. So we came here to the Mew campground and just seen a fellow there, and sure enough, he was actually working for the park, and he just said that we could park here and walk over from Mew Lake campground over here to the Highland Backpacking Trail, and we're going to be heading this way towards Provoking Lake on the Highland Backpacking Trail. 5 night and 6 day. All right, it's about 2:30 right now. We're gonna hike for until we get tired, or until we see a good spot with some water or something like that, and then we're gonna call it a day. And then tomorrow we're gonna wake up nice and early and yeah, keep on going. The Provoking Lake sign. We're just taking turns pulling the sled here. Fully loaded up on food, and got some Weiser's whiskey too. Yeah, it's gonna be quite exhausting. A lot of snow out here, but I'm just really glad that this trail is treaded so well before us. Wow, that's cool. It's beautiful.
Oh,
Down?
we may have hit something. Either that or a very thick piece of ice. I'm seeing something.
Nice.
Yeah, green. Well, now that I'm here, it'll be a lot easier.
Well, we're here at a campsite that we've chosen. Just a little ways off the trail. Didn't really go far from the car because it's already about 3 o'clock and 3:30 or so. And I want to get all set up and situated and yeah, have a good first night here. So Henry's almost done digging the hole out for our fire pit. Quite a bit of snow here. Flattened out an area here for Henry's tent and over here for my Hilleberg. And that'll be our setup for today. Pretty cool little spot here amongst these trees. Set up our tent and get the fire going. Well, we have both of our tents set up and we're gathering some wood. Just gonna chop all this up and start a fire. And just using my Big Agnes Fly Creek. It's only a 3-season tent, but we'll make it work. It's gonna be where our fire is. I love how nice and calm it is out here. So peaceful. Well, we're all set up. We got the fire going. Got all the wood cut down. A nice pile of wood up there. And today for supper, steaks, asparagus, corn. And yeah, I think that'll be it. That should be definitely enough. That'll be a lot of food. Those steaks are awesome too. Got my little camp light out. Put a little ambient light over there in between our tents. And it's a nice, calm, cool night. Finally got the fire to the point where it's really giving off quite a bit of heat. A lot of dead firewood in this little area too. And yeah, so as soon as we got a good bed of coals here, we start cooking up supper and probably get to bed a little bit earlier today. We have a big day ahead of us tomorrow. We're gonna get up, make breakfast, and then yes, see if we just go as far as we possibly can until about 3 o'clock again or something like that, 3:30. Set up camp and kind of do the same things we did today, and then just gonna give us a good understanding of mileage and or yeah, how fast we're gonna go and stuff like that, and what the what the trails conditions are actually gonna be like, and so. All right, yeah. Well, I'm starting to get hungry, and yeah, this bed of coals is almost ready. We wrapped up 4 ears of corn here. They've been on the fire for about 30 minutes, I'd say. We got some asparagus in here, and I think it's time for the steak. Went to the grocery store before we came here. Oh yeah. That'll be great. And here we have a pot of snow. Boiling snow, and we're putting them in these hot water bags. Yeah, we bought some hot water bags instead of our water bottles. I was always afraid of our water bottles opening and somehow like opening inside your sleeping bag and just ruining your whole trip. So I had a couple of people suggest online that I should get some hot water bags, and so I got one, and Henry has two, and we're going to use one to kind of keep our food warm, and we're going to use each one inside the sleeping bag too yet. So yeah, that'll be how we're going to stay warm tonight. It's not supposed to get very cold. Maybe negative 12, maybe something like that. So I'm gonna put some salt and pepper on here. All right, and on they go. Nice. Get off the grill first. Yeah.
Oh, wow. Look at that.
Oh my goodness. Wow.
Yeah.
That looks delicious. So our steak is pretty much done here. And it's time for supper. Oh yeah. There it is, nice and ready. Some corn. Ooh, just got a little bit of salt and pepper on there too. Oh yes. It's hot. All right, it's time to eat. Well, we're all done our supper. It was really, really good. That steak is gonna keep me nice and warm through the night. And we're just gonna watch the fire die down. We have 1 more liter of water to boil right after this one. This one's pretty much done. And then yeah, we're gonna head to bed. Boiling water is gonna keep us nice and warm all through the night. So that's gonna be pretty sweet. All right, well, I'll see you guys all tomorrow. Good morning. So today is February 14th, 2019. And we have a beautiful morning. Really nice and crisp. It's about negative 18 degrees Celsius. Sun's starting to come out. I just got out of my tent and yeah, it's it's pretty darn cold. Henry's just getting out of his tent right now. Gonna make a small little fire, cook some breakfast, pack everything up, and hit the trail. See how far we can go today. Hopefully we can do about 6 to 8, maybe hopefully even 10 kilometers. We'll see how it goes. All right, well, our little fire here is still going. We got our eggs and bacon done. Toasting our bagels with avocado. Sipping on our coffee. It's trying to stay warm. It's starting to warm up. It's definitely a little bit warmer than when we woke up. I'd say it's around 9:30 right now, and we'll try to get on the trail around 10:30, 11. Hike until about 3:30, 4, and yeah, make another camp somewhere. So, so we're just gonna have breakfast here and start packing up. Starting to get hungry too.
It was still turned on. I just shut it down and waited a while just because I was worried. But it just kept going. The only problem with the phone is that.
All right, so we're back on trail and we're making kilometers. Been hiking for about 20 minutes or so, and yeah, it's a beautiful winter wonderland. It's so nice and calm today. It's still really, really cold, but I think it's gonna be a really good day. Well, we just came up a really steep little section. Oh boy, that was hard. So much fresh powder, it makes it really slippery. Can't really dig your snowshoes into the snow. It's getting warmer out though. This morning was 18 or negative 18 degrees Celsius. And by now it's probably gotta be maybe negative 10. Once you start moving though, you start heating up real quick. Especially pulling the sled. We got a small little bridge here to cross. Give it a hand.
A little bit wider now.
Oh, pull to the right, yeah. Oh. There we go. Oh, that's a narrow little bridge. Holy crap. Sheesh, can't be more than like 12 inches wide. Alright, well, we've made it up to the Provoking Lake intersection. Here we choose to go east or west around Provoking Lake, and we're gonna go west. So I just looked at my Gaia GPS. I'm tracking myself, tracking our progress and stuff like that. So we're only going about 0.9 kilometers an hour, and it's not like we're being lazy. We're going pretty good, and it's not like we're in the best shape of our lives either, but we're doing pretty good, and it's only 0.9 kilometers an hour. So kind of second guessing our I mean, we could probably do it, but I don't want to be like do the whole 36-kilometer loop. But second guess myself just because we don't want to be like full hard day every day. That's not what we really came out here for. But we'll see. Maybe we'll just decide to do the Provoking Lake loop instead of the entire Highland Backpacking Trail, which would still be awesome. I've never done this loop and I've heard lots of good things about it. So, all right, well, we're gonna go a little bit further. Hopefully we can find some water up ahead, and we're gonna take a short break and yeah, keep on rocking. So, how you feeling, Henry?
I'm doing good.
We got a little bit of a different setup here now too. Henry's helping to pull the sled, so he's got like that. And yeah, he's pulling the one end while I'm still pulling both ends, and works actually really well to go. Go ahead. Works really well to go up the hills like that too. So it makes it a lot easier. Well, we're gonna take a little break here. Found some running water. Grab some water, do some snacking, have a late lunch, and then yeah, keep on going. Love that sunshine.
down like that. Stepping on myself.
We're gonna call it a day. It's about enough hiking for today. Trail is just right here. We're gonna step off a little ways, find a good spot over there. Right now, we're just gonna flatten out a trail path all the way to it, so that we got a good trail coming back to the water here that we have too. Good water source. So, I mean, we could definitely melt snow and stuff like that, but that just takes so much longer in the end of the day. And right now, we're kind of just want to get set up, get a hot chocolate and everything in us, and yeah, I think we're gonna actually stay here all day tomorrow too. We've decided not to do the entire Highland Backpacking Trail. We're just gonna do the loop around Provoking Lake. It's just so much more work than both of us had anticipated. So anyway, yeah, we're just gonna get this trail made up, and it's camping time again.
Cut it in like this.
Yeah.
All over.
All right, well, we're all set up. We've been pretty much doing camp chores all the way up until now. While Henry was digging out this huge fire pit, I put up both tents, and then we went over to just a little ways down, and there was a big, tall tree that was pretty much ready to fall. It was nice and dry and dead, standing. It was a huge tree too. It was probably about 11 inches down the bottom. Anyway, took it down and brought quite a bit of that wood over here. Got quite a bit here. Just gonna build up the coal bed again and Start with supper. Oh, gee. Start with supper. Today for supper we got a really nice piece of salmon. I'm gonna throw on the grill and probably toast some of those bagels with avocado as well. I think that'll be the plan for today. Or maybe some rice and quinoa with the fish. That'd be really good too. So anyway, I'm just gonna finally relax, and it'll be probably end up staying up pretty late, just because we're not going anywhere tomorrow. I really like this campsite that we've built ourselves here, and it'll be a really nice spot to spend one more day. So, all right, time to relax. A lot of you probably remember a couple years ago, one of my winter camping trips, I broke my Fisker's axe. It was a pretty good axe. It was pretty cheap or whatever. I can't complain. The handle did break though. I think it was probably just because of cold weather. Anyway, I got myself another one. I replaced that one a little while ago with the Grans Force Brooks Small Forest Axe. It's the Ray Mears Bushcraft Edition. Absolutely love this thing. Alright, well, the fire's been going for a while, and it's time for supper. And put on our big piece of salmon. That'll be supper for tonight. Well, the salmon's all done. Got some bagels toasted. Put some avocado on there too. Fire's still roaring. Just gonna have supper and head off to bed. I'll see you guys all tomorrow. Good morning. So today's February 15th, 2019. I just got out of my tent. It's been snowing all night. Actually accumulated quite a bit of snow already. I've been shaking off the snow on my tent here. I have to shovel it away a bit. And his tent is still pretty loaded here. Still sleeping, Henry?
Not sleeping though.
Well, we've been up for a little while now. Probably about 2 hours. Gathered some more firewood. Got the fire going again. And it's breakfast time. Sitting here enjoying our coffee. And in the pan we have onions and asparagus. A little bit of coconut oil. I'm going to saute them up and then add some eggs. Got the pot on the bottom, boiling some water. We're going to go out on a hike later. And just pour that water into our water bottles, keep it nice and warm. That won't freeze on us when we're out too. Today's actually really nice day. It's only about, I think it's supposed to be 0 degrees Celsius. That's what the weather said yesterday when I looked. And right now it only feels about 1 or 2, 3 degrees at most. or sorry, -1 or 2 or 3 degrees. So we had lots and lots of snow during the night. Accumulated probably another 6 inches in some spots for sure. And it's, our tents were loaded with snow in the morning. And it's just a winter wonderland out here still. A lot of times it's really windy up high there. And we can't feel anything down below here. It's actually really nice. Oh wow, not even frozen. Nice. Yeah, yesterday's eggs were actually kind of frozen, very slushy. What we do during the night is we'll actually take one of those hot water bags that we have and fill it up with hot water. It's a 2-liter bag, and we'll put the eggs and stuff right on it, and then wrap it up with coats and stuff like that, so that all the food doesn't freeze. Didn't bring my cooler this time, and it's been working out pretty good. Like I said, today's nice and warm, but tomorrow and the day after it's supposed to get during the night it's supposed to get down to about -20, -19 degrees Celsius. So it's gonna be really cold again. But I think tonight we're gonna eat the chicken, and so by then everything that can freeze will be pretty much eaten already. So we'll have just dry foods, dry meals and stuff like that for the rest of the trip. 2, 4, 6, 8. Well, our eggs are all done, and just warming up our tortillas. Whoa, a little bit hard on that one. Just get them a little bit warm, and that's it. You don't really need to even toast them. Still boiling water, or melting snow for water. Eggs are all done. Just gonna eat breakfast and yeah, go out on a hike. We're gonna go around, hike around Provoking Lake, just maybe out on the lake and yeah, do some exploring, see what we can find. So not sure how far we'll go, but or how difficult it'll be to hike off trail. You instantly drop about like 3-4 feet sometime once you step off trail. So especially without snowshoes. All right, well, see you guys out on the trail. A little bit of hot sauce. Good?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, that's right.
Well, we're all done our breakfast, and it's time for a hike. Just gonna leave the campsite here. Still snowing a little bit. I'm gonna head out to Provoking Lake. This is Provoking Lake. Well, we're hiking on Provoking Lake for a little while, and then we seen some open water there, and well, after that we really didn't trust it, so we got off the lake, and now we're back on the Highland Trail. It's more or less the same route we'll be doing tomorrow, but this way we'll pack it down for ourselves and be a lot easier for tomorrow with our backpacks on and the sled pulling behind us. So the snow is so deep. Yeah. We've been hiking down the Highland Trail for about maybe half a kilometer since our camp, and we've ran into the second loop. So we have the sign here. This is the first loop, and that's what we're doing, just around Provoking Lake. Here's a sign for Provoking Lake as well. And if we were gonna do the entire loop, the big one, the 36 kilometers, we'd be hanging a right here and doing the second loop all the way around, but we simply don't have enough time, and it's just, well, yeah, we're just going a lot slower than we ever thought we would. So, and with all the snow that we got last night, it's exhausting just kind of working our way through all this snow. It drops in about like 16 inches in some spots. So yeah, like some of these spots are just like down there, that's easily 16 inches where it's dropped every step we take. So yeah, it starts to be pretty exhausting. Anyway, like I said, we're doing the short loop around Provoking Lake then, and so we're gonna take a left here. That uphill is gonna be tough tomorrow. Pulling the sled up there. So grateful that we can still somewhat see this trail. We've been hiking for about an hour and 40 minutes, and we've only done 3.25 kilometers, and it's just absolutely exhausting. Oh my goodness. Imagine hiking with like 20 pounds on each foot. Yeah, it's pretty tough. Anyway, finally up to here, made it up to the other side of the Highland Backpacking Loop. Here we are, first loop. There's another sign, first loop, so we're gonna continue on over here. Anyway, I think this is as far as we'll go to today. It's already about 3 o'clock, and we're gonna head back and yeah, just hang out at the tent. It's gonna start to get dark pretty soon, and well, soon after we're back anyway. So I think this is about as far as I'm gonna go. It's been a really nice day. It's been snowing the entire time, just like it is now. But It's nice and, yeah, it's about 0 degrees or so. Brother Henry's just a little ways behind me. We're on our way back to camp now. Made it all the way to the end of the trail that cuts across underneath Provoking Lake. And we're just packing this trail down. It's gonna be so nice and so much easier for us tomorrow. At least up to that spot anyway. So the first 3.2 kilometers are gonna be nice and easy. Well, I won't say easy, but a lot easier anyway. Man, just hiking 3.2 kilometers in such deep snow like this, it's almost more exhausting than hiking like 7 or 8 kilometers, honestly. And then pulling the sled too in such deep snow. Yeah, it's not too bad on the flat ground areas, but once you start climbing even just a little bit, oh boy, it starts getting pretty heavy. But we've came up with a way to so we can both pull the sled at the same time, which is really nice. Just feeling the burn. I'm gonna sleep good after this hike. Holy crap.
Probably the most we've done yet.
Yeah, absolutely. It was 6.5 kilometers today. I think previous we only did, first day I think we only did like 1 kilometer, 1.5 or something, I don't know. And then second day, yesterday, did about 3.5 to 4. So today, just on our, without the backpack and without the sled, probably have done about 6.5. And then tomorrow we hope to do around, I don't know, 7 or 8. So, yeah, we'll see. Hopefully we can get up nice and early and get on the trail and rock and roll. Some sections there's just significantly more snow than others. Right here it's not even too bad. And you get into some of these other spots right away and just drop in like crazy. Gone about 6 kilometers already. Heading back to Provoking Lake to our campsite. There's the sign. There's the other first loop sign. Is this our campsite? Yeah. Oh, yay. Right on. Oh, what a good feeling. Good morning. So today is February 16th, 2019, and it's 7:30 in the morning. I just woke up a little while ago, and last night when we got back from our hike back here to camp, started the fire, and we wanted to have our chicken thighs for supper. And when I went and grabbed them for my tent, because I just had all the food stored here in the corner, there must have been a fox or something. I could see the footprints. I'm not really sure exactly what they were, but I think it was a fox, and went and stole all our chicken thighs, all 8 pieces. So that was out of the question. Didn't have any chicken for supper. We just ended up snacking like crazy, and just pepperettes, chips, cookies, bagels, avocado, just all kinds of snacky stuff. So the plan is to hike all the way around Provoking Lake. Yesterday we did about 3.25 kilometers from our camp, further up ahead down the trail, just to pack everything down nicely, and so it'll be a lot easier for us today. But even that, like just the 6 kilometers, the 3 out and 3 back, it was so exhausting. We didn't even have our sled either. So, and our backpacks, it was just it was just us snowshoeing. And the fastest we were going is probably about 1.8 to 2 kilometers an hour without everything, with our backpacks and with our sled, and with some of these uphills that we got coming up too. I don't know. It's just going to be really, really, really hard. And I know we only move about 0.7 kilometers an hour with that. So, and I know we have at least like maybe 12, 14 kilometers left around the entire loop. So I think I'm gonna talk to Henry here and see if we just want to maybe take the same way back that we came in with. That way we don't have to do the whole loop and just completely, absolutely exhaust us. It's supposed to be a lot colder today, tomorrow, and the day after. So I think that'd be just the best decision. That way we don't have to work so damn hard, and we can actually just fully enjoy our winter camping experience out here. And we'll still go out on day hikes and stuff like that. I was thinking of going or hiking to Foya Lake. It's just a little ways down the way. Check that area out, and do that today and tomorrow. Not sure exactly what we'll do tomorrow. Maybe pack up and head closer to the car, set up one more time, or just leave from here the day after tomorrow and just head all the way back to our car from here. So, and from the Mew Lake campground up to here, it's probably only about 5-6 kilometers, and that trail's already been really well packed down, and there wasn't any really big hilly spots either. So it's actually a nice easy climb, or nice easy hike, sorry. So anyway, I'm gonna get out of my tent here, start making some food, coffee and oatmeal, start this day. Alright, well, I've gotten out of my tent, going down to Provoking Lake here to get some water. Looks like it's gonna be another beautiful day. It's not nowhere near as windy as yesterday, but it is a lot colder though. Significantly colder. I think yesterday it was only 0 degrees, and right now it's probably about -13. And this is the water source that we're getting water from. Still flowing pretty good. It's a lot easier than melting snow. Had my water bottle a little bit too close to the fire last night. Melted it quite a bit. Fortunately, it didn't melt all the way through, but yeah, that really sucks that I melted it. All right, I got my water and I'm heading back to camp. Love seeing that blue sky. All right, well, it's time for breakfast. And today for breakfast, it's oatmeal. Got some Quaker brown sugar oatmeal with some granola. Just add that all together and yeah, drink it with our coffee. It's pretty damn good. Yeah. There's one of these in there. Oh, even this piece is pretty, like, it's not even all that heavy for such a big chunk. This groove helps a little bit yet. Yeah. Still want to fly that way, but there's an angle that way, yeah. Up is weird. From what I can see, it looks good. It's all cracked up. It's a little funky, but. going? Cool?
It's getting there. I did a little bit better on cracking on every time so it doesn't stick out as much. But it's getting kind of full.
Yeah, we can come back one more time. Yeah, one more load. Easily. Lots of good stuff there. I think we'll concentrate on a little bit thicker stuff this time. Stuff I have my hand here.
Yeah.
Oh. Man. Alright, another load.
Pretty full already.
Oh. Catch.
What?
Bashed in the nose. Oh.
Okay? Yeah, I don't know how much more we can take. At least because of the cart.
Yeah.
At least because of the cart. I think it's like full.
Woohoo! All right.
I think today we're going to surprise people don't show up yet. Today's the day people come out here.
Right, yeah.
Yeah. And there. I don't know if we have this fire as roaring as I'm hoping. Even after we throw that huge chunk on there, it probably wouldn't even, it'd probably be gone before we wake up. Yeah, there's that much freaking coal.
Well, we've been collecting wood for the last 2 hours or so, cutting it up, splitting it up, and using our sled. That was really nice. Here's my tent. Here's my other tent that Henry's using. Shovel that we got for this trip. It's been working really, really well. Snowshoes. Here's a big pile of small sticks that we just collected. It's like 3 sleds full worth of small sticks. This is where we've been having our fire the entire time. This is our 2 chairs. This Henry's on the left. It's the Highland camp. And I have the sunset chair. And I think the only difference is that my back is just a little bit taller. I think that's pretty much it. Really nice chairs though. Absolutely love them. And this is the pile of wood that we just chopped up. Really nice, dry hardwood. My trusty Brooks axe, Ramir's edition. Beautiful thing. It's been working really well. And these are the really big logs. So we're going to try to make a log fire this afternoon using some of these really big logs. And my Baco. I think it's a 33-inch travel. It's been doing really, really good too on this trip. Some really big fat logs here. It's going to give us lots and lots of heat. So how's winter camping been so far, Henry?
Doable. No, it's not bad. I like it.
Yeah. Yeah, it's been a little bit cold temperatures, but yeah, we've been staying warm and it's been really nice. Even just collecting firewood, you heat up like crazy just walking around and gathering and sawing and chopping. And so anyway, the plan for today is just to be lazy and yeah, just enjoy our campsite here. Enjoy being out here. It's a beautiful day. Blue skies are coming out, and yeah, it's really, really nice. Hasn't been windy at all today either, which has been really nice too. So I think we're gonna start our fire in just a little while, get that going, and yeah, start supper in probably about 2, 3 hours too. So it's been a really good morning. Had an awesome breakfast, had coffee and a tea, and huge oatmeal breakfast. That was really nice. Just enjoying our camp.
Off the back. This. And one right here. Have a fire there. Okay. This way you can still lean on the sides, 2 boards.
We just got our fire started. Got a really big fat log in the back. We got this one here, leaning up against that one there. Those are the really big ones, and we're making a fire in the middle. And hopefully it'll burn all the bigger pieces as well. Got my little Bluetooth radio right here, hiding right behind here. Nice little spot for it. And we got our fire just a roaring. This setup here is a great way to boil your water too. Got the pot sitting right inside the inferno there. Boils in like 2-3 minutes. Big logs are burning really well. We're back here at the water source and collect some water from some hot chocolate. All right, this goes into the furnace. All right, this will be my hot chocolate for the rest of the night. My warped bottle from the fire. Oh well. Also keep me nice and warm. Put it inside my jacket. All right.
But I mean, like, eight is what we needed for the night. 8 of these things.
All right, we've been hanging out around the fire here for a little while now and enjoying our hot chocolate, and we're starting to get hungry. So today for supper, I have a little bit of water in my pot already, some dehydrated beans, a little bit of Uncle Ben's brown rice, there's some red lentils, and some colorful quinoa. Tricolor quinoa. Here we go. We're gonna add some spices I threw together. And some hot sauce. Oh, a little bit frozen here. That's alright. And I'm gonna add some coconut oil as well. Coconut oil is so hard. Oh boy, that fire is just a roasting. I'm gonna stir it up a bit and put the lid on it. Set it on the fire. Just gonna slowly let that simmer. I'm not gonna put it directly into the coals. Get it to the boil and then just yeah, let it simmer for a while. No, put that down. Get that closer. All right, just gonna let that sit there and slowly cook. Good morning. Today's February 17th, 2019. Just got out of my tent and the comforts of my warm sleeping bed or sleeping bag. And it is incredibly cold out. It's about minus 25 degrees Celsius. Feels like negative 30 degrees Celsius. And this is for sure the coldest that I've ever spent out here. I'm just getting a fire going now. Basically just for some heat. Henry's still in his sleeping bag. Probably battling himself to get out. Yeah, the inside of my sleeping bag too, because just having your head sticking out a little bit is so cold. So you kind of tuck your head in and still try to breathe out, but then your mouth and nose gets so cold, and yeah, everything gets so damp and then freezes, and then you have just a ton of snow and ice on the inside of your tent and the inside of your sleeping bag. That's the name of the game though when it's negative 25. Well, we've been sitting around the fire here for about an hour. Had our 2 cups of coffee, a big oatmeal and granola breakfast again. And still really cold out. It's probably still negative 22 degrees Celsius or so. And yeah, once you leave the fire here, it's just chills you down to the bone. So I think we're gonna actually have a change of plans. We're actually gonna pack up right now and just take off, head back home, and call it a day or call it a trip. Tomorrow is Family Day here in Ontario, and the highways are just gonna be so busy, and they'll be busy today too, but nowhere near as busy as tomorrow. And so everyone's got the day off tomorrow and doing their family thing or whatever. So yeah, we're gonna get on the highway today, head all the way back home. It took us about 6 or 7 hours just to get here, only because the weather was so bad. We had to go like 60 kilometers an hour on a 120 kilometer an hour road. So yeah, it took a lot longer than it usually does. But I think the roads will be really nice and clear now, and traveling shouldn't be a problem as long as the traffic's not too bad. So yeah, it's been another awesome trip. I had a lot of fun out here. Glad Henry got to come out too. I learned a lot, and yeah, it was one of the coldest, one of the coldest nights I've ever spent out in the winter too. So that was definitely
kind of interesting.
Yeah, Henry's first trip, and it was really cold. So during the night, during the day, we kept pretty warm. We started hiking and sitting around the fire and stuff like that too. Last night we had a roaring fire, and this morning it's been pretty good too. Lots and lots of heat coming off the good wood we got. So probably won't even end up burning all this wood. We'll just end up leaving it here, I guess. Maybe somebody else will come through here and see this campsite and take it, which would be awesome. It's a really nice spot. So anyway, that's the plan. We're just gonna pack up and head back to the car. Alright, well, we're basically all packed up. Got our tents down and everything in the sled and our backpacks. Just gonna throw on our gaiters and snowshoes. Put out the fire and off to the car we go. Alright, well, we're finally back at our car. It was an awesome winter camping trip. It was Henry's first time out. How was it, Henry?
I liked it.
Yeah.
Very interesting.
Yeah, it was a really good trip. We learned a lot, and really happy with the way we were staying warm beside those fires that we were making near the end there last night to this morning. That was awesome. There's a lot of heat coming from there, and it's one of the coldest nights I've ever spent outside, especially sleeping outside, and that was a lot of fun. We managed, and we're here at the Mew Lake Campground, back at the car, and that'll be it for us. We're gonna head all the way back home. Hopefully the traffic's good. So if you liked the video, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Really appreciate it. It really helps me out. And if you'd like to support the channel, I'll leave a link to my Patreon page down below and at the end of the video. And I'll see you guys on the next one.